My dear sisters and brothers, these parables will evoke in us different kinds of thoughts, ideas, inner understandings, will evoke what kind of attitude we need to have. But provided we are remaining open to the working of the Spirit, because the Spirit will guide each one of us in a different way, depending on where we are internally in our journey towards beholding God as Moses did. The more closer we come to God, and that's the grace, but we have to also work on this grace, as many of you are doing. The very fact that you come for Mass, you come from different places, there is a sacrifice involved in that. But this sacrifice is because of the love that you have. And the love is because God really is wonderful. You see God, you can meet God, you can talk to God, and God directs your life, and everything falls in place. His kingdom has come into your life. And so, when you find a treasure, you must let go of other things so that this can come to the fore and it can lead you and guide you. So whether it is a field, or whether it is a pearl, or whether it is what God has revealed to each one of us, and that is how each one of us will be pursuing in the field that we are placed in the area that we are working at. Each one of us will start doing that. And that's so beautiful and marvelous. So my dear sisters and brothers, this is what happened to Peter Faber. God had given him intelligence, but he was an ordinary shepherd boy. You know, when he heard a sermon in the morning, in the afternoon, he would go to his shepherd boys and tell them verbatim. That means every word he told them what the preacher had preached. He was so phenomenal. This was a gift he had. And that is what they saw, and they said, okay, when the priest came and saw him so good, he says, I'll take him along. And that's how his career began to develop. Not career so much, but God's plan for him. Then he was all of a sudden ruffled by the different kinds of thoughts that were coming into him. He did not know how to settle them. He was all the time depressed, down. When St. Ignatius saw him, he realized what was happening. Now see, he was of another kind. He could understand what's happening in the souls, in the hearts of people. And he immediately put him at rest. Immediately. And he followed him like, a leader. And he said, yes, I want to follow you in following Jesus. And Ignatius had really a marvelous experience. And that's what we are trying to bring to you daily in our prayers. I try to do it in the mornings, in different ways, in other things, so that we can slowly grow and build up ourselves. We are doing that at every Mass, so we get to understand. Now look at him. He had something very great. He was so great in understanding everything that he could present it very well. And he won many of the great men to the society. One of them was Francis Borgia. He became the general of the society. When he preached, he liked what he did. And how did he preach? He preached to them the spiritual exercises. He got them into a relationship with Jesus so that that person was deeply in union with Jesus, now allowing Jesus to live, love and work through their thoughts, words and deeds. Francis Borgia was a Duke of Gandia. He had a family, he had possessions, he was going up the scale of hierarchy in government. But he gave it all up. And he came in his chariot to Rome and he removed all his regalia and took on a simple black cassock and started doing dishwashing. All of them were shocked and surprised in that age to do such a thing. And then in that humble way, he became the general. Though he was a married man, now he was the third general of the society. And we had here in this chapel his statue, which is kept inside because now we have the Blessed Sacrament there. So Peter Faber had influenced him. Another great man whom he influenced was Peter Canisius. Peter Canisius was another intelligent person from Cologne, from Germany. And he was given the spiritual exercises. He turned completely and he became an apostle of Germany. He was tremendous in expanding the society in Germany, in Austria, in Switzerland, in all those areas. So Peter Faber had this great influence on them. But what is the most important thing is, we as children have learned of the prayer to our guardian angel. He believed this very much, and his guardian angel would really lead him into Protestant territory. They were waiting for him to give him good and finish him off. But he would be always protected, and they would simply turn around and become friends of him. It was amazing. He never confronted. He only understood them and what they are saying, and that is how he won them over, to tell them what actually it is. Yes, in the church we may not be following it, but let us now all together begin to follow it. And that's how he was. He was the first one to be ordained. He was the first one to die also. So let us thank God for him and for the contribution. For many years, he was remaining only at the beatified level. It was Pope Francis who saw that he shared the same spirit with Ignatius and Francis Xavier. So he also should be made a saint. And so he's made a saint, and we thank God for it. Let us now all hold our hands, close our eyes, keep our backs straight. Each one of us has Jesus dwelling in us. And so all of us are also saints, provided we let go like how Moses did and had a deep experience of God at the tent. We have Jesus in our hearts. May we also encounter him so that we shine brightly with his presence, and that his Spirit leads us in our thoughts, words, and deeds, as it did Peter Faber, Francis Xavier, Ignatius of Loyola, and countless other saints. May we also join their company in our own unique and individual way.